This week's Torah portion, Tetzaveh, continues with Moshe up on the mountain and God giving Moshe instructions for how to build the tabernacle. It's interesting that for us, of course, we don't have the tabernacle anymore. The temple has been destroyed. So what do we have? If you think about it, our homes, the rabbis tell us, Shabbat in our homes especially, is extremely reminiscent of the tabernacle. Most of the elements of the tabernacle we have in our homes on Shabbat. The first thing the Kohen Gadol, the high priest, did in the tabernacle was to light the menorah, to light the candles. What do we do to prepare for Shabbat? We light candles. In fact, in the lighting of the candles in the tabernacle was divided into the lighting of 2 and the lighting of 5. There were 7 altogether. And so we actually do part of that. We light 2. We have bread. There was special showbread that the Talmud says lasted from one Shabbat to the next. It was in the holy part of the tabernacle. And we, of course, have bread, special bread for Shabbat. The incense was another one of the services in the tabernacle every day. If you think about it, this is something that we add on to Shabbat. During Havdalah, we use incense, and we do it in order to give us a good sense even while Shabbat is leaving. But I think also it's a reference to that which happened in the tabernacle. We eat food. We eat very good food. Sometimes we eat meat on Shabbat. And of course, there were a lot of sacrifices being brought in the tabernacle. And so the Jewish people have the unique ability to say, okay, we don't have a tabernacle anymore. Let's take the elements of it, the essence of it, the way that we connect to God, and find another way to do that. And so we've taken Shabbat and we have infused Shabbat, which of course goes all the way back. But the idea of lighting candles for Shabbat or bread for Shabbat, these are rabbinic things. Spices for Shabbat, the special foods that we eat on Shabbat. We have infused the biblical Shabbat with these elements that we've taken from the tabernacle in order to retain these parts of Judaism that we had in ancient times, and they're not gone. And it occurs to me as we come to Purim, and it's been a year since the coronavirus has begun. Last Purim really was the end of regular shul as we knew it. That was the last hurrah, and then the coronavirus began. And here we are a year later. And for many of us, we don't have shul. Many of us are going to shul twice a day, and if you can come, if you've had the vaccination, or if you're okay with masks and social distance and the windows being open, please come. It's not exactly the same as it was when we had 200 people stuffed together at Kiddush, but at least you can come and be part of it, and we can prepare together for when things go back to normal. But I think the lesson of the tabernacle on Shabbat is that we, the Jewish people, even when we are missing something, we find ways to infuse it into our life, to take the elements, the spiritual elements of that thing that's gone, and bring it into our life in other ways. And so even though you might not have shul right now in the way that you used to, how can you make your Shabbat a little bit more meaningful? How can you bring a little bit more Torah study, even though you might not be in shul hearing a drasha, into your regular life? How can you bring a little bit more spirituality that shul might have given you that you don't have right now because you're not in shul? How can you bring it into your personal life? If you want suggestions or ideas of how to do this, please feel free to reach out to me or to other people in the community. It's something I think that as a community we can help to figure out for these last few months that we have before we can all get back to shul, how to make our individual spiritual lives retain and become infused with some of the essence of the inspiration of the way it was in shul. I want to wish everybody a Chag Sameach, a freilich and wonderful Purim, a Purim of great joy, and may this be the last Purim during Corona. May we all be very well and healthy way before Purim, hopefully by Pesach, if not by Pesach, by Shavuot, if not by Shavuot, then certainly by the summer. Chag Sameach and Shabbat Shalom.